welcome back to a brand new video. We just hit 199 subscribers to the YouTube channel. Thank you so much for all of your support, all of these 199 people who do subscribe to this channel and watch this content. Thank you. If you would, just please leave a like down below on this video and hit that notification bell for future videos, as we are just 8 days away from the biggest election probably in the history of our lifetime. As you look at my election countdown here, 8 days, 9 hours, and just 25 seconds from election night in America, and it's going to be really a good time there. But also, please follow my Twitter account at Legacy Politics. We are going up there, 2,688, I believe. Is that what that says? 86 maybe. And then also my Instagram account at Legacy Politics as well. So just make sure you follow all of those. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm not going to put a goal because I said 100 by election day, and we're almost at 200. So, you know, just subscribe if you want to, if you like this content. But I encourage you to leave a like if you've already subscribed. So thank you so much. Today we're going to be talking about 4 electoral maps that possibly could happen as of today. So we're not going to be doing crazy electoral maps like Trump wins California or Biden wins like Alaska or something like that. We're not going to be stupid electoral maps. We're going to be doing realistic, 4 realistic electoral maps that could happen as of today, as of October 26th here on Monday morning. So guys, I hope you enjoy. It is Monday, and it is your Monday edition of Legacy Politics. Alright, here on Legacy Politics, here on our Monday edition, we're going to be talking about the 4 most likely electoral maps. And as of this early voting, Donald Trump really shattering expectations in these swing states, as you see here from Poll Watch. And Poll Watch is not a right person. He's not a right person, excuse me. Not a typically Republican based is what I meant. And he says that Trump, as of today, and this was yesterday at 4:34, he said Trump will win Florida by 2 to 3%, win North Carolina by 4 to 5%, and he will win Arizona by 2.5 to 3%, based largely on voter registration trends and polls from the pollsters who were very accurate in 2016. And we can't really take this for granted. We can't be like, oh, this is for sure accurate. But I do think it's important to note this key fact that Trump is going to win Florida in most of these maps. He is also going to win North Carolina in most of these maps, and he will win Arizona in most of these maps. So I just want to make sure that's clear, because of this early voting is looking so good for Donald Trump that it's going to be very hard to picture a Biden victory. So let's go ahead and get started with our first electoral map. As always, I always fill in the safe states because we just don't want to waste time, because we have a lot to get to today, and I'm going to try to get this video in under 20 minutes. So it's a good informational video, but it's not where you're just like, oh my goodness, Dima, too much talking. Anyways, okay, so this is going to be your Trump's best case as of now. What a best case can do. We'll start over the West Coast, and we'll say Nevada tilt red. Nevada is a sleeper state. It could go red, and this is why it's in Trump's best case scenario that he wins the state. This is and he's going to be like, that'd be crazy if he won Nevada. Like he would have to do really good in Clark County. Obviously, that's where all the votes come in from, as I told you before. As we look in 2016 in Nevada, here in Clark County, that's where all the votes come in from. There was around 1 million votes in 2016, and around 700,000 of them came in from Clark County. He's going to have to improve here if he wants any shot at winning the state. But in the best case scenario in this election as of today, he can win the state. As we look at early voting from Nevada, it is actually not too bad for Republicans in the state of Nevada. Look, they're trailing neck and neck here in Nevada, just down 22,000 votes in Nevada, which is not a lot. So just something to keep an eye on, but this is also Trump's best case scenario. Lean R in Arizona. That would be a best case scenario for Donald Trump. He would win Arizona not by 5 points. You're probably thinking, he's not going to win by 5 points. No, he's not going to win by 5 points, but 3 points is technically lean. So lean R in Arizona. Texas would be solid in a best case scenario for Donald Trump. Nebraska's second would be tilt R in the best case scenario. That's going to go down to the wire no matter who wins it. That one electoral vote could be very important too, but that's going down to the wire no matter who wins it. But best case scenario, Trump wins it by 2. That would be a best case scenario. That's why it's still tilt. And then let's go up here to Minnesota. That would be a tilt R. Donald Trump, in the best case scenario, would flip the state of Minnesota in his column for this election. Once again, this is a best case scenario. I'm not saying this is going to happen. This is just a best case scenario as of now. Iowa would be likely. Wisconsin would be tilt R in this election. He would probably win Wisconsin by around 2 points. Just so you know, you're probably thinking tilt means it's really close, and that means that if this is a best case scenario, there's no way Donald Trump can win. Tilt does mean that Donald Trump can win the state by 2 points, and it's still a tilt state. That's what I'm saying. I just don't think that even in the best case scenario, Trump isn't going to win by 3% or more in any of these Rust Belt states. In Michigan, that would probably be tilt. Tilt R in a best case scenario for Donald Trump. Ohio would be likely. Pennsylvania would be tilt R as well. Florida has been looking substantially good for Republicans, so this would be another lean R. I think he would win it by more than 3% in a best case scenario, so that's why that's a lean R. Georgia would be lean, and North Carolina would be lean, and those 2 states are looking good for the Republicans as well. In my last prediction, I said that Joe Biden would win North Carolina, and then the next day, the Republicans shattered all expectations in North Carolina to really destroy that prediction. So that's what I said. I said it's not my final prediction, so it's going to be interesting. But also, New Hampshire would be a flip in a best case scenario for Donald Trump. So that's the map. This is a best case scenario for Donald Trump, 326 to 212. This is probably not going to happen. It could happen, but it's probably not. And I also wanted to direct your attention to New Mexico being lean Democrat, Virginia being lean Democrat, and Colorado being likely, which means that Donald Trump does very well in those states. Obviously doesn't win them, but he does very well in them. So this is a best case scenario for Donald Trump. 326 electoral votes to 212 for Joe Biden. Now let's get into a Joe Biden best case scenario. As you can see, Colorado is now solid, Virginia is likely, and New Mexico is likely. So Joe Biden does very well in those states, and we can start off on the West Coast as we did just a minute ago, and we say that Joe Biden would win Nevada in a lean margin, so around 4 to 5 points in Nevada. And then in Arizona, he would win the state of Arizona by a tilt margin. No Democrat has actually broken like 45% since like JFK or something. It's been a while. I don't really know the exact person, but Joe Biden would win Arizona in the best case scenario, obviously, but I don't think it would be by more than 2 points. That's why I have it as tilt Democrat. Donald Trump would win the state of Texas in a best case Joe Biden scenario, but it would be close. It would be probably around 3 points, less than 3 points in a best case scenario for Joe Biden. Joe Biden would win the 2nd district in Maine by a tilt margin, and all of them are best case scenarios as of now. Remember, this is an unrealistic best case scenario, so this is just the best case scenario is if it ended today. Joe Biden would win the 2nd district in Maine, but it would be as close as Donald Trump won it, no more than 2 points. Donald Trump would hang on in Iowa, but it'd be a lean margin, as well as Ohio. That would also be lean. I think Iowa and Ohio are going to be very similar in this election, no matter who wins them. I think Trump's going to win them, but I'm saying that they're going to be pretty much the same as far as voter turnout, as far as that goes. Minnesota, lean Democrat. Donald Trump does not break the barrier in Minnesota and actually loses it by more than he did in 2016. Joe Biden would also win the state of Wisconsin by a tilt margin, probably down 2 points in a best case scenario. In Michigan, I'd say lean Democrat in a best case scenario. This is like if the polls are right, Joe Biden's like leading by like 13 in Michigan, but obviously the polls aren't right. But He would win it by probably 3 to 4 points if it's a best case scenario for him. He'd also prevail in Pennsylvania by the same margin, 3 to 4 points. He would flip the state of North Carolina in best case scenario by probably, I think it would go to him by less than 1 point if it was a best case scenario. Because it's going to be very hard for Joe Biden to flip the state of North Carolina, but he can do it. Georgia would be tilt Republican in a best case scenario, would be about 1 point. And once again, I don't see a Joe Biden victory in Florida anytime soon, but it would be going down to the wire, probably or less than a point, probably less than half a point. Donald Trump would prevail in Florida. And Joe Biden would carry the state of New Hampshire by a lean margin there in New Hampshire. So that's the case. That's Joe Biden's best case scenario as of now, 305 to 233. And you could be looking back and saying, well, so Donald Trump is getting more votes when he loses than Joe Biden. That's exactly right. And it's mainly because of Florida. But that's exactly right. So this will be a best case scenario for Joe Biden if he won the election in his best case scenario, 305 to 233. And the election mafia is going to disagree and say, well, this would be Joe Biden's best case scenario. He would win all these states. What are you talking about? All of them. It would be 412 to 126. It'd be the end of the Republicans as we know it. He would probably flip Montana. No, that's just not possible. It's just really not possible, and that's why Donald Trump will prevail in these swing states. He will prevail in them even if he loses the election, because polling is not accurate in most of these states. It is painfully not accurate. So that's why it is 305 to 233. All right, next map. This is the more realistic scenarios. These are not best case scenarios, but there are one realistic win for Biden and another realistic win for Trump. And we'll start with the most likely Biden win. This is the way I see Biden winning the election if he does win the election. If he wins the election, this is the way he's going to do it. First off, he will win the state of Nevada. He'll win it in a tilt margin. He'll win it by less than 2 points. That's what I think Nevada's going down to. I don't think Trump's going to win, but I do think that Biden will not win by a likely margin. He will not win the state of Arizona in a win for Joe Biden. He will lose it by roughly 1 to 2 points in a win for Joe Biden. This is the most likely win for Joe Biden, in my opinion. Texas will go to Donald Trump by a likely margin. Florida will go to Donald Trump by a lean margin, and Georgia will go to Donald Trump by a lean margin, and North Carolina will be tilt Republican in a win for Joe Biden. Iowa will go to Donald Trump by a lean margin. Ohio will be likely. Nebraska's second will be tilt Republican in a Joe Biden victory, and then Joe Biden would swing the Rust Belt and win all the Rust Belt states. He would win Minnesota by a lean margin, Wisconsin by a tilt, Michigan by a tilt, Pennsylvania by a tilt, and in New Hampshire, he would hang on there in New Hampshire there. So it would be 278 to 260 for a likely Joe Biden win. This is the way I see Joe Biden winning the election, 278 to 260. I don't see him winning Florida. I don't see him winning North Carolina. I don't see him winning Arizona, but I can see him carrying the whole Rust Belt. So like I said in my Twitter, just today, actually, if you look back at the tweet, I said that President Trump will not be under 260 electoral votes, but if he is, he will certainly not be under 245. And the reasoning for that is if Joe Biden were to win North Carolina, and that would be the 245. And Donald Trump is not going to lose. He is not going to get under 245, in my opinion. So, but this is the map I see Joe Biden winning, 278 to 260. And then the map that Donald Trump would win and this is what I think the election is going to happen. This is what I think. This is my election prediction as of now, Monday, October 25th. Donald Trump does not win Nevada. That's a tilt Democrat. Donald Trump does win the state of Arizona in a lean tilt Republican. Donald Trump wins Texas in likely, Florida in lean, Georgia in lean. Oh my gosh, can't even move my mouse. Georgia in lean, North Carolina in tilt, Nebraska second in tilt Republican, Iowa in likely, Ohio in likely. Joe Biden would win the state of Minnesota, but it'd come down right to the wire. Donald Trump would win the state of Wisconsin. He would carry his district in Maine, and he would win the state of, Joe Biden would win the state of Michigan by a tilt Democrat margin. Donald Trump would prevail in Pennsylvania and prevail in New Hampshire. So that would be what I think Trump's going to do if he wins the election. Wins Wisconsin, wins Pennsylvania, flips New Hampshire, and defends his 2016 map and wins 294 to 244. And you can look at me and say, well, Dima, that's pretty much 2016, and you're right. And Donald Trump can do this, and it would be 2016. 310 to 228, right? So, well, I guess Hillary Clinton won North Carolina. Oh, excuse me, not North Carolina, New Hampshire. So it was 306 to 232. That's right. But I think it's going to be, for right now, and this is not my final projection, but 294 to 244. So those are your 4 realistic. Well, the first 2 weren't realistic, but the second 2 were. But these are your 4 most likely electoral maps that will happen as of today. The first one, Donald Trump's best case scenario, 326 to 212. The second one, Joe Biden's best case scenario, 305 to 233. The third, Joe Biden's win, which would be 278 to 260, and Donald Trump's victory, 294 to 244. Guys, it's coming down. We are so close to the election. 8 days, 8 hours, 45 minutes away from election night in America. Thank you so much for watching this video. 199 subscribers. Please leave a like down below. Please comment down below on what future videos you would like to see. This is your Monday edition of Legacy Politics. Legacy Politics signing out.